Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today I'm doing a full face of Makeup Revolution. So I always do these videos because Revolution are always coming out with something new, or they always have a sale on, and in this case they had another sale on, so I wanted to pick up a couple of things. First I want to show you the stuff that I'm not going to use today because I picked up quite a few things and I can't use them all today, unfortunately. So the first thing I picked up, another Slick Flick, because this is one of my favourite liners ever. I always say this, that Revolution do some amazing liners, and these ones especially last all day. My current one has started to leak slightly, so I think around the kind of like the nib area it started to leak, so I thought I would pick up a new one. I think it's only like £2.50, £3 if that, and I really think it's worth getting. So I got the shade black, and with their Love Revolution stuff, everything is under £5, so everything is really affordable. But the fact that this liner does not budge, I had to pick up another one. The other two things that I picked up were from the Aussie collection. So these are from a brand called Rock and Roll Beauty. They announced recently that they were closing down, which is very sad because some of their collaborations were pretty good. And they started selling them on Revolution, but then they had a bit, I think everything that they have for Rock and Roll Beauty has gone down in price, so I picked up two more Aussie things. So I previously picked up one of the eyeshadow palettes and the highlighter. They are really good. So I picked up another liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Batwing, so this is a blue. For the eye look I'm going to do today, it's not really going to work, plus I'm going out to see my mum after. I don't think she would appreciate me wearing blue lipstick. And I picked up their 5 shadow sticks. So this looks like a cigarette carton, but it's basically some mini shadow sticks. So you get 5 sticks in here. I will use this in a future video, I promise, because I want to know what they like. Yeah, and they were both like really affordable. I think this was now like maybe £7, and this was like £5 or something like that. And it's a bit sad when indie brands do close down, because I'm guessing they might not have made enough money, or whatever the case being. I do think it's really sad when brands close, but if you want to pick up anything, I'm sure Revolution do have quite a bit of stock, because they still have Twisted Sister stuff, they have Def Leppard stuff, and etc. So I would check that out. But let's get on with the makeup. So I'm starting off with an older product. So this is the Super Matte foundation. I'm not going to say this is old because it's not super duper old, but I have used it on my channel before, and this is in the shade F3. This is a very pale shade, of course it is, because it's me, and I just always like to buy like the lightest shade without being too ghost like. And I have a new bronzer today, so I just want to like not go too heavy with this foundation because it is very matte and it's very thick as well. So I'm just gonna get this everywhere, and let's hope I don't look too cakey. I don't have a primer, so I have just used a moisturizer that I like to use by Beauty Crop, because I don't have a primer by Revolution. So let's just get this on. Okay, so a new addition to my collection, I have a new concealer. So talking about Love Revolution, this is a super concealer. This is in the shade C3, and again, lightest shade I wanted to go for without being too pale. So yeah, this is a cover, sculpt and contour, and again under £5, so I'm hoping it's gonna do something for me. I know Love Revolution are very like hit and miss, especially like some of their complexion products, because I mean, when you expect things for under £5, I don't know, I would expect them to be kind of average but some of their stuff is pretty good. So you get a nice kind of angled doe foot, which I like, so I can get nice in my kind of eyes, and then any kind of dark circles that I have I need to get rid of, because whoa, okay. Let's just tap that in. And I've not heard really much about this. I just saw that they have a new concealer, and I was like, look, it's under £5, let's give it a go. So let's hope this does something. I mean, at the moment, today is kind of a good skin day. I don't have many spots, and I don't have a lot of kind of red areas technically at the moment, so I'm kind of not too bad. But I'm sure because I've been off for a couple of days, so I'm sure that when I go back to work they'll come back. So I'm just kind of gonna tap and blend in, and it seems to be quite nice. I mean, it's not like amazing, but it's still kind of nice, and it's just gonna cover little bits that I have here and there. And this foundation is super duper drying, so if you do pick it up or you're thinking about picking it up, make sure you have a good primer to kind of hydrate you, because that is really gonna like suck the life out of your pores. So right, let's go on to bronzer now. So I have the kind of hyped up kind of cream bronzer. This is the ultra cream bronzer in the shade Light. So this was £6, and I believe at the time of me buying this, Revolution obviously had their sale, and I think they had like an Easter sale as well. So, and I've wanted to try this for so long because everyone has been raving about it, and yeah, I like to live in the hype. So let's just take a small amount, because I'm not going to go too heavy. I mean, with my contouring, or bronzing, I tend to go as light-handed as possible because I don't look like a clown. So I'm just gonna tap that here, and I'm just gonna blend it everywhere. Okay, what I like about this so far is that how soft it is actually on my skin, so it's not too harsh of a contour, because, or bronze, whatever you kind of want to call it, because sometimes obviously it is pigmented, but what I like is that it's not too heavy, so it is very buildable, so you don't have to worry about it being like crazy and then having to like blend it out. But you kind of, with the brush I use, is a really good brush. It's like an elf, it's one of their putty applicator kind of brush, and it's just really good for like kind of bronzing and, you know, blush and all that stuff. But this is really good to get into like small contouring. So this is so far looking very nice. I do like this bronzer a lot. People have raved about it, and I agree with them. So let's go on to blush. So this is one of their new Balm Glows. So I've had this for a few weeks, and I haven't had a chance to try it because I like to kind of accumulate different things and do a first impressions, but I haven't had a chance to film a lot over the past week or two, so I thought I would just use all my Revolution products in one go. But I got the shade, let's see if I can find the name, because this, oh, Peach Bliss. So I found this in my local Boots, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I really want to try it, because I love cream blushes and I love stuff like that. But the shade selection was a bit odd, like it wasn't quite vast. So I'm just going to take a small amount, because I don't know how pigmented it's going to be, and I don't want it to be too harsh because it's pink, and pink is not my jam. But I'm just gonna tap and see how it looks. But it reminds me of the Jones Road, is that what it's called, the Bobbi Brown brand blushes, because those are like cream blushes essentially. Not that it's an original idea, but it's a balm-esque version, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of like a dupe of it, or a kind of quote-unquote copy, if you say. But so far, I mean, it's nice. It's nothing crazy. I keep on wanting to say like revolutionary, but that's a bit strange saying it because of this brand, because obviously revolutionary, and a lot of times what they do is not actually revolutionary. But some of their stuff has been very good in the past, but now I'm just kind of like, oh, this has got a very lemon smell to it. I'm smelling lemons. I don't know. Anyway, this has got a zesty smell, and I'm not the biggest fan of zesty smells. I don't know if that's intentional or if that is part of it. I don't know. I have to look into that, because I'm not a big fan of like fragranced products. But anyway, this product is quite nice. I mean, it is quite buildable. It's not what I would say crazy pigmented, because it is quite light on my skin. And the other shades, I mean, were quite nice, but I think this is probably the one that reached out to me the most. So I'm just going to go off camera and powder, and then we will get into highlighter and the rest of the face. Okay, now that I'm all powdered, so let's go on to highlighter. So we're going in with one of my favourite highlighters of last year. So this is the Beetlejuice Handbook for the Recently Deceased palette, and I really love this, and I'm using this because I have a product in a moment that I'm going to use which is connected to this collection. So I thought I would just use this because it's actually been a while since I've used this highlighter, but it's absolutely stunning, and I think it was like maybe £8-9 for 3 highlighters, and yeah, I love it. But so far, having a look at my face, I think we're doing quite well. Again, that smell, that blush balm smell, has really kind of put me off slightly of it, because I don't like really strong smelling products, and I think because of my skin, have to be very careful when it comes to fragrance products because of my rosacea, and it can sometimes make it a bit worse. But because it's really warm in my flat as well, that's why my face is slightly melting. But I think everything is looking quite nicely. The concealer has slightly creased. I think that might have been my fault because I didn't powder it so quickly because I was using powder products, but so far we're doing quite well. So we're going to go onto the eyes now, and like I mentioned, it's connected to the Beetlejuice collection. So I finally picked up the bigger shadow palette, because I previously picked up one of the smaller ones, which I think it was the Strange But Unusual palette, but I saw that this was on sale and I had to pick it up. So this is the like larger size palette of the Beetlejuice collection, and I really enjoyed this collection. I mean, I am very skeptical when it comes to collaborations with things that I really love, because sometimes most brands can really fuck it up, and Revolution for me personally are quite hit and miss with their collaborations on a personal feel, because some of their like DC collection was a bit rubbish, but some of it I quite liked, and they do so many I can't even like remember. But the Beetlejuice one I really enjoyed, and so I thought I would pick up this palette because the formula in the smaller palette is quite nice, but this is actually smaller than I realized, and then when I open it, it's even smaller inside. Like the pan sizes are like that big, but I am quite intrigued. The reason that I didn't pick this up in the beginning was because of so many kind of pastel tones, and I'm not a big fan of pastel shades. But I'm gonna do a purple look today because it's been a while since I've done a purple look, and I just love the shades because they're so reminiscent of this movie, and how much I actually really love this film, because it's probably one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. I think it's probably like in my top 5 because of how freaking funny it is, and I just remember growing up watching it and absolutely loving it. But I know this is not like a new palette by any means, and I'm talking like it's a new palette, but it's new for me, I guess. But yeah, you've got you know, Make My Millennium, and kind of 3 times, just say it, Beetle Guys 167 times, It's Showtime, Recently Deceased, Sandworm, Dante's Inferno, which took me a moment to realise, and then I realised that's the name of his kind of bar in his like mini kind of in his like oh my god, where Adam makes a little kind of display of the city, and he makes his own little kind of den. It's kind of like a naughty den. But anyway, I'm gonna go off camera, put on my Urban Decay eye potion because I want this to last, because I mentioned I'm going out later. So let's get this on and then we'll get started with the eyes. Okay, so we're going to start off with Just Say It, which is this light purple here, and I'm just going to take a little fluffy brush because I don't have any sellotape to kind of guide me today, so I'm just going to try with my skills and not make this a complete mess. So we're just going to blend this in here. And if you guys have picked up anything from like the Beetlejuice collection, or if you haven't and you want to, it's on sale. I'm pretty sure it is now, so I would highly recommend. Even the highlighter palette, it is absolutely stunning. I don't know what they have left from the collection because it is quite old. Well, I'm not going to say, well, old for in the Revolution stance, because they are just like Colourpop, where a new collaboration is out every like week and a half. So if you're thinking about picking up any of the older collections, they tend to have them, but not the complete things. Okay, that went on quite nicely. I say it's quite buildable because again, it's kind of like a slight pastel shade. It's kind of one of the lighter purples, but you have to build it up slightly. So now I'm going to go in with Recently Deceased. So I'm going to use the same brush, and it's a much deeper purple now. So I'm just going to kind of make it a wing and bring it out. Okay, so again, I think these shadows are taking their time to build up slightly, but the payoff so far is not too bad. So now I'm going to go in with Do You Like It? So I'm going to take another brush and we're just going to take that kind of, I don't know, kind of towards the middle to make it a bit lighter. So I would say here, and just blend that in so it's not too random of a purple essentially. So just blend that in. Let's just carry on. So I'm now going to end on, so we've got a couple of different shimmers that I want to try. So there's 167 times Betelgeuse, which is more of a pink, so I'm kind of going to stay away from that, and have some Laughs, which looks a bit kind of grey. Yeah, that's grey tone, so don't think I'm going to go in with the grey tone. Actually no, that's quite a lilac shade. Let's go in with 167 times because it's relating to Exorcist, which I love. So we're just gonna put that onto the corner, and let's see the payoff on this one. Oh, that's not too bad, that's pretty good. I will say with the other palette that I tried, I did really like it. Like, it is kind of my kind of teen angst love, because I was such an alternative girl. Well, I still am, but when I was growing up, I was obviously in like the alternative scene, as they would kind of call it, and so those shades are like perfect for me. And even the formula is pretty good. I would say the formula feels a bit different, I don't know how, but some of these powders are a bit more buildable. So I think it is because the shades are pastels, so you kind of have to build up a bit more, where I felt like with the other palette, because they're all much deeper tones, I didn't have to dip in so frequently. But like, saying that, this shimmer is stunning. Like, this is a really nice like purple shade, so I like this shade a lot. I'm just gonna kind of blend it all in so it doesn't look like a complete mess. And now for my inner corner, I am just going to go in with Say My Name, which is just here, and it's like a little kind of like, it's just a little shimmer. So I'm just going to take that for my inner corner and hope it comes out. Yes, it does. I mean, I've already got some of the purple on there already, so adding a bit more isn't going to do much, but it is really pretty. So now we're going to go in with an eyeliner. So like I mentioned, I did have that Slick Flick one, but I'm saving it for the future. But I'm going to go in with my Clueless one. So I think it must be the same formula, because Revolution have so many sister brands, but they're just all very similar. But I think this is just part of their main Revolution line, and it's got a little fluffy bit on the end. That was a collaboration that I thought was, the packaging was amazing, but some of the items I just was not that bothered about. Like, I have the eyeshadow palette and I haven't really used it since I got it. I think I've used it like once or twice, so I might declutter it soon. I don't know. I am still doing some decluttering, but because of my the surgery I had a few weeks ago, I couldn't pick up anything, so I couldn't pick up my box with all my products in it, which sounds a bit silly, but I literally could not pick up anything. So I thought I would just kind of leave it for a while, but now that I'm much better, I can actually start my declutter again, so I will be doing them again soon. So the eyeshadow palette might have to be one that I will get rid of. Okay, so now I'm going to end on the lips, and I don't have a new one apart from that blue one, but we will again use it in the future. So I'm going to go in with the Super Matte by Relove Revolution, and this is in the shade Melt. So this was a part of like a pack of 3, I think, and these are really matte. I mean, if you really want your lipstick to stay on and just like stay there, unless you like eat a lot or drink a lot, this is definitely going to help. And I wouldn't say it's hydrating, so I wouldn't recommend it for someone who doesn't like it looking really kind of dry, but it is still quite comfortable. It's just not doesn't look very as appealing. I'm not selling this, am I? But anyway, let's just get this on. Okay, so I don't have a Revolution setting spray, so I'm just going to use my e.l.f. one. This is the Stay All Night Microfine Mist. So just going to, this is my finished look, and Let's talk about products very quickly because I've been filming for ages. So let's talk about the concealer. So the concealer was nice. I mean, it has started to crease slightly, but my eyelids, my under eyes tend to be quite creasy anyway, is that the word? Wrinkly, and having to set down powder doesn't majorly help, but I guess it's nice for kind of like spot concealing and stuff like that, and again, very affordable. This cream bronzer, very nice. I mean, it's £6 and there seems to be a lot of product in here and I really enjoy it. I think the balm is nice apart from the smell. The smell is probably the thing that I don't like about it, but the fact that it's very buildable, you can use it on your cheeks and lips. I won't use it on my lips because I don't like mixing my products, but I will use it on my cheeks, and it is nice. It's just quite buildable, so if you need to make a bit more effort for it, it's just a bit annoying. And then going on to the eyeshadow palette, I really like it. The eye look, I think, is quite nice, and considering I used about 3 or 4 shades, there's a nice selection, and I will be doing a green look soon, so I will probably film that on here. But yeah, let me know what you've picked up from Revolution recently. I know a lot of people don't tend to buy from Revolution because of certain reasons, which is totally fine. I buy it because of the makeup, and I love makeup clearly. But yeah, let me know what you've picked up from Revolution recently, or if you're intrigued about picking up anything. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there. I really appreciate you guys sitting down and watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.